Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing great today. My name is Daphne D Wallis, and I'm the host of Resilient Radio Podcast. And we are building up a resilient recovery support community by broadcast communications, and we are hoping to break the stigma of mental illness and addiction and those things that are associated with it. And I myself am also a person in recovery from both. And I just wanted to take today out to do a talk on some issues that I find to be very important, and I just want to go over those, and it's built around make it a habit to make habits. So I'm going to dive right into this today. So what is something in your life that you actually struggle with, like about your life or yourself or your environment? What are some things you can do to make them change, or what can you do to form a structure, a different type path for yourself, So first thing you need to do is to create a list or an understanding. You need to gain an understanding of what your good habits are and what your bad habits are, healthy versus unhealthy. Many times we can go through life, and I myself have done this all my life about it, and I live my life and I don't think anything about behavioral things, behavioral habits that I have, whether it's from choosing to drink soda pop over water, whether it's from walking or setting. We have things that we do and we get comfortable. We don't think about our issues as near as much until life happens, and we end up finding ourselves in a place of dissatisfaction. We are not happy with our environment, not happy with our health, we're not happy with, the way we're thinking or the state of mind that we're in. We're not happy with people who are around us in our lives. So sometimes in our life we actually accept things that are not good for us because we have been in a habit of settling for things that keep us comfortable or are familiar to us, including people. So some of the biggest changes that I've had for myself was understanding that in order for me to grow, in order for me to have something better, I need to see something better and hear something better. And I didn't have an example so much for the things that I wanted to pursue in life. I didn't know how to do things and how to get there, and that was just the basic of things. So I started actually looking toward people who have found success in these areas, and it started helping my mindset change. So I had a habit of focusing on the negative things and looking at people who were pulling on my heartstrings, and I did not have it in my life, and I wasn't putting it in my mind. I wasn't looking at things, hearing things, or applying myself in situations that actually impacted me in a positive way. And what happened was that the negativity began to overwhelm me, and I started thinking more negative and more down, and I was not happy. I was not comfortable. And every now and then, depending on the weather sometimes and the seasons, I actually go through that in shorter bouts now, but I still experience it. But the good thing is I know how to handle it and I know what to do for myself. Now, mind you, there are many habits that I haven't gotten, an understanding of, and I'm always working on myself. And I'm a person that has completely fell short in that area. And so I have a lot of things that I can grow into, which is a good thing. But with that comes a never-ending responsibility that I have now of staying aware of where I am in life and where I want to be. So, in order for me to find recovery from anything, I actually had to pursue something that was greater, something more positive, something better, and I had to actually feel validated and feel important in life, and that is genuine validation. And what I mean by that is, if I don't know who I am, then how in the world am I going to be able to help other people in the best way possible? Or if that's what I want to do, or if I don't know who I am, then how am I going to know how to help myself? So I started getting on a mission of self-discovery, and I started making that a habit. I started changing things that I could change, and those things were that I quit allowing negative people to be in my personal atmosphere if there wasn't positive for me. And if they're not positive for me today, I don't have any room in my life for them, because I need to be learning and I need to be growing. So I made it a habit to put up walls and boundaries around the unhealthy lifestyles people have versus, what I want to have. And if I can't be growing into what I want, then I just don't socialize, or more than socialize, I don't have people intermittent in my life and intertwining in my everyday life, because in my personal space, in my home, in my safe environment, the one I've created for myself, I must be able to maintain it and be able to have it structured in a way to where I'm setting myself up for success. So in order for me to go into a good transition in my life and to be able to go into another chapter, I have to be understanding the one I just got out of and where I want to go. And so I have actually became more mindful of what impacts me negatively and what impacts me positively. So what are the habits in your life that are not healthy for you? What are some habits in your life that are positive for you? And how can you get from where you are to where you want to be? Self-inventory, self-mindfulness, and being more self-aware of who you are. So you might want to grab a pen and a piece of paper and write down on a piece of paper, who am I? And you set and you come up with, 10 things that are who you are now, and maybe some things that you're not happy with. So start out writing 10 things you're not happy with about yourself in your life, and then write down another 10 things that is where you want to be / who you want to be. And you compare those things, and then you sit and you think, what is something that you do that is keeping you from growing and thriving? So I ask myself regularly, is where am I at in life? Am I happy with it? I evaluate it and I process it. Our brains have to have time to process things, so be patient with yourself. You can form new habits, you can change your life. It starts with lifestyle change and behavior change and making some very important decisions for yourself. So it's okay to set boundaries, and it's okay to set up boundaries to keep people who are negative from impacting you. And it's okay to do that. You also can look back to your past, but you don't want to stay there. But you look back into your past to see who you used to be and who you are today, so you can see where you've come from, what things you learned, and how you've grown, what works for you the best. So I hope that y'all join our group on Facebook, Resilient Radio Podcast, where we are building up a resilient community, and we would love for you to be a part. So as always, you have a great day, and you can reach out to me or any of the team for support. If you need someone to talk to, you can email me at dwallis